Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome once again into Bench Talk with Beer, presented by Southwest Bank. Texas Tech basketball is rolling right now. 12-1 overall, 1-0 in Big 12 play. Coach Beard, let's start with the game against Baylor on Friday night. 24-point win over the number 18 team in the country. Obviously a big win. A lot of people saying it's a statement win. But from where you sit, the way that you saw it, what were your biggest takeaways from the win?
Well, we were pleased to get our first Big 12 win for multiple reasons. One, we have a lot of respect for Baylor, so we know it's a great win. Number two, you got to protect your home court in this league. So I think it's way too early to be saying statement wins. Nothing in this league really pans out till we get to February. So we just got to continue to be a part of the fight early.
Well, you have so much confidence in your players, even your young players, Coach. But when you look at the stat sheet, obviously the rebounding stuck out to everyone. But 42-4, you win the bench scoring, and you have so much confidence in those young players. But maybe did you grow even a little bit more given the magnitude of the game and how much that one meant?
Well, it's nice to see those guys show up on that kind of stage. You always wonder what it's going to be like when the lights of the Big 12 come on. So I thought our bench was great. I give our seniors a lot of credit for all the behind-the-scenes leadership, getting those young guys ready to play.
Well, now you face Kansas. Of course, it doesn't get any easier in Big 12 play. You're headed to Lawrence to take on Kansas Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on ESPN. And Coach, it's Kansas. It speaks for itself. They got 5 players that are averaging double figures, led by Devontae Graham. They hit 17 threes to beat Texas the other night. They do so many things well. How do you begin to defend Kansas?
Well, I think it starts with the mental side. You got to believe that you can play with Kansas. I think a lot of teams over the years don't think you can beat them in Lawrence. I know how difficult it's going to be. Our players understand how challenging a game it'll be, but we have a lot of confidence internally that we're talented enough and we're tough enough to be in the game with Kansas.
Last but certainly not least, I find it the most important part of this interview. We're on the heels, of course, of holiday season, and you tweeted out the other night that your daughter's got you a couple special gifts. One of those was a new album from Willie Nelson, God's Problem Child. I got to know about the album, Coach. Tell me a little bit about it. And, of course, as we've talked about before, you've called me Waylon, called yourself Willie, so obviously a big Willie fan. Tell me about the album, maybe a favorite song.
Classic Willie track. It has all sorts of different songs on it. My favorite so far is his tribute to Merle Haggard, one of the great country greats. I think our basketball program is a lot like Merle. Like Merle was never a part of the party in Nashville. We're kind of in the top 25 right now. People are wondering what we're doing there, but Merle kind of made a place for himself with how tough he was, and we're trying to do the same with our basketball team.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate your time. Some listening material for Tuesday night at 8 p.m. as Texas Tech heads to Lawrence, Kansas to face the Kansas Jayhawks live on ESPN. You pull up your Willie Nelson and listen as Texas Tech hopes to take down the Jayhawks. Make sure to follow us, guys, at Texas Tech MBB on all of our social media platforms. As always, if you need ticket information for our next home game, if you need any information on Texas Tech basketball, TexasTech.com is where you head. For the head coach, I'm Adam Doyle. This was Bench Talk with Beard, presented by our friends at Southwest Bank.
The higher I flew,